Here we are at Werribee. Megan Willis, Roxbury Armistice, has chosen to retire. All sorts of problems, unfortunately, today for Megan Willis and Roxbury Armistice. The dust, the wind. She chose to retire. Often the right choice for the rider. If the horse has lost their confidence, better to make that decision, and sometimes better to at least have retire written next to your name than to have a low score with lots of mistakes. So very unfortunate for Megan. She won't be able to continue in the CDI-W, but then she may well have decided she wouldn't get the necessary qualifying score to go through to the freestyle. So such a shame. That happened. Next into the arena will be Stephanie Spencer and Rambo. Rambo imported into Australia by Mary Hannah. Stephanie from West Australia, one of our up-and-coming young riders, very elegant rider, performing just a month or so ago at Bonio Park, doing a great job in the Grand Prix. Rambo, a very experienced horse, and great to see Stephanie in the Grand Prix ring. Going around the arena at the moment, and very shortly we'll be down centre line. Entering in collected canter, Stephanie Spencer and Rambo. And coming up to the hold.
Thank you. Hello.
Fairly square halt and more or less directly forward in collected trot. Turning left, coming up to the extended trot. Could be a little more engagement behind, but ground cover. The number of steps, much fewer in extended trot with these long steps than we would see in a collected trot. Back to the collected trot, the transition could have been a little more defined at F, and now the right trot half pass. So a forward sidewards movement, the horse bent around the rider's inside leg, the direction in which he's moving forward in the same rhythm. In this occasion, the rhythm a little bit interrupted. He's falling a little on his shoulders, so it could be a little more balanced, a little more fluency. Good crossing, and again very parallel, so accurate, but the actual quality of the trot better the second time. Could have finished a little more cleanly, as he could have started the first trot half pass at K more cleanly. Lovely square halt. That's the second one of the test. Little hesitation, mouth open, a little bit dragging steps. The arena is quite heavy today, not making it easy for the horse to get up and out of the sand. Into the extended trot. The second extended trot could be even more pushed from behind. Passage coming over. It could be more ground cover, more length of the stride, more overstep, so a little more modest than the first extended trot. The passage could be even more strength from behind, but without hesitation and confident. Into the first of the piafs today, so hesitation behind, losing the two beat, losing the hind legs and going well forward. We really only want to see a metre forward maximum, and that occasion probably a good deal more than that. The passage again, better rhythm in the passage, could have more elevation, more strength for more lift. Extended walk, we're looking for the overstep, we're looking for the clear walk rhythm, we're looking for the balance in the walk. We want a flat-footed walk, not the tendency to want to push off into the jog. Could have been even more lengthening there, but maintained the walk well enough. Collected walk, and safely, securely in the collected walk. A lot of shortening, not even into the footprints here. Ideally, for a very big mark, we would like to be seeing the walk into the footprints. Now the transition to passage without hesitation, so probably the highest mark so far there for the transition, along with the entry. A little bit of hesitation in the turn of the passage, and now into the piaffe, the elevated trot on the spot with great uphill frame. Little hesitation, but into the passage. Here we have the elevated trot moving forward, the piaffe on the place with lowered quarters and raising of the forehand. Transition now into the canter. Could be more jump for the collected canter. And the 2-time changes. The second of them, the third to the right, the fourth to the left, back to the right. This is the leading front leg, denotes the leg in which the canter proceeds. So the 9 2-time changes accurately performed. Uphill frame, but could nonetheless be carrying a little more weight behind, a little more bending of the joints behind to give more expression to the paces, more elasticity. Extended canter could have covered more ground and a little bit careful, coming back quite early to the collection. Better to proceed closer to K and then get the flying change just before arriving at K. The zigzag canter half pass, 6 to the right, 6 to the left, back to the right. Could be better laid out, and again more fluency in the canter would make it easier for Stephanie to produce that movement with more ease. Coming onto the diagonal again for the 1-time changes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Experience paying off. Rambo, experienced Grand Prix horse. Stephanie giving him a great ride. Accurate 1-time changes. Could be even straighter. Now coming into the canter pirouettes. This is where Megan chose to retire, having had the difficulties throughout her test. No such problems for Rambo and Stephanie Spencer. So a little more jump in the canter pirouette, but round she went. The jumps ideally 6 to 8 jumps. We might even count them this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Little hesitation at the third jump, but completed the pirouette and then straight on the centre line before turning right at C. Transition to trot, very smoothly done. So we've seen 2 very precise transitions over there at M. Firstly, the transition from collected walk to passage, and then the transition from the collected canter to the extended to the collected trot. Extended trot then could have been more power, more push from behind. Sometimes the balance in the corners could be better. Transition now at D to the passage, and coming up to the third of the piaffes in the Grand Prix test. Movement along with the canter pirouettes requiring a lot of strength, a lot of carry from the quarters. So looking a little better and fairly straight from our view here behind Stephanie and Rambo. And transition again to passage. So quite fluent, the transition also. And the final halt at G. Well done. Stephanie Spencer and Rambo. So great job there. Stephanie, I think, pleased with the overall accuracy of the test. Changes well performed. Just a little bit more fluency, a little bit more strength. They're certainly an attractive partnership. Leaving the arena at a free walk on a long rein. Our judges now would be formulating the 4 final marks. 1 mark for paces, 1 mark for impulsion, 3rd for submission, and 4th for the rider. These marks do reflect the test, but they are also an opportunity for the judges to communicate to the rider the overall impression, the overall training according to the training scale, the hints also or directions on the best way to proceed with the training.